Hello. I see a lot of posts about reaching out to people, starting to tell your story to get mentally healthy, um, to start working against the stigma, against communicating about mental illness. But I know that a lot of people don't know where to begin. So, a place that you might want to think about is my story. I came out of the closet, you can say, and started telling my story authentically and openly. And here's the foreword to the book. I thought I had things managed until I realized they were about as far from managed as they could possibly get. In 2000, I was diagnosed with major depression, PTSD, and anxiety disorder. I started counseling, was put on meds, and got on with my life. I thought I had things under control. I mean, I was taking my Zoloft regularly, working, living, and doing all the things you were supposed to do. I was okay, but I was not okay. I would later realize that I lived a life of quiet desperation as a highly functional depressive. It finally caught up to me in 2018. I still had no idea what was going on, only that the depression that I thought I was handling struck like a sledgehammer. From the outside looking in, I had everything. Inside, I was empty and exhausted beyond anything I had ever known. At 47, I put a plan in motion and my life. It was a good plan, great one. One last adventure, and then I would call it a day. In 2019, I sold my business, asked my wife for a divorce, put my house up for sale, and planned on going overseas where I would travel a bit and then find a nice quiet beach to kill myself. The pandemic screwed up everything. In 2020, I finally put a different plan into motion and set off across the United States, chronicled in my other book, Disconnected: An Odyssey Through COVID America. Something happened on the highways and byways of America. I didn't find hope, but I found pieces of things that I might be able to put together to form a new life, a healthier life. First, though, I needed to get through the next few months. Hey, it was a good plan, a great plan. When I did not follow through with it, I knew I was completely and totally screwed. I found myself in Texas, almost out of money with no job. The depression that I had been able to escape from on the roads caught up to me when I was settled down. It was sort of like being hit by a truck. I struggled through, sitting night after night in my garage, thinking of turning on the car to allow the carbon monoxide to sweep me away. The suicidal feelings finally began to pass, but I knew that I still had a lot of work to do. I stayed there for 14 months and then took another job opportunity in Tijuana. That's when I really got to work. In June of 2022, I launched a podcast, Let's Get Naked, about mental health. Weekly, I would strip down and talk openly and authentically about my journey from suicide to, well, to where I am. I'm still on the journey. It was my 12th step, reaching out to people, talking to them, explaining what I had figured out, and encouraging them to begin talking about it as well, to begin their journey. I was also reaching out to the loved ones of people struggling to help them to understand what we with depression barely understand. This book is the combined transcripts of the podcast. It is a walk in my shoes. You are welcome to join me on my journey. If you'd like to join me, it's available on Amazon or through my website. It doesn't answer all the questions. As I say in the podcast and in the book, I'm not a psychologist, psychiatrist, therapist, or any type of professional with an ist at the end of their title. I'm just a guy who has been there and may be there now. As a matter of fact, it's creeping up on me a little bit these days. But I'm better able to deal with it. Hail, it's in the book. It's my story. And I hope that my story encourages other people to start sharing their stories so that we can deal with mental illness better, so that people don't have to figure things out at 40, at 49 the way that I did, so that they can figure things out a lot sooner. Thanks and aloha. And check out the book for the meaning of aloha. It means a lot more than hello and goodbye. It's an offering. that I hope that you accept and give to yourself. So aloha. Have a good night.